All right. Hello, this is ACT Prep Day 3 notes. ACT Day 3 is where we're talking about no solution and infinitely many solutions. When we have one solution, we will see that our graph has one exact point on the line. That is where they meet. So we have where x is equal to a number, okay? Just like we see up here. When we have no solution, you can see that they don't ever cross. Okay, so that's where we have a number equals a different number. Again, right here we've got 5 does not equal 0. Okay, so that means that those lines never touch, so they are different. And lastly, we have infinitely many solutions. So that means where they are practically just right on top of each other. A number equals the same exact number. They are the exact same line. They are essentially one right on top of the other. Okay, so as we are solving for these solutions, one of these is going to be our answer. One solution, no solution, or infinitely many. So we are going to still try to solve for x for each of these. So let's get started. Number 1, we're going to start by distributing this -4 to both of these numbers. So we've got -4 times 2 gives us -8x. -4 times 1 gives us a -4 equals, and we're going to bring down that other side. Okay. I'm going to move over 8x. We have to change it to the positive. They both cross out on both sides. Again, what we do to one side of the equal sign, we have to do to the other. So we've got -4 equals to -2. Is that a true statement? Is -4 equal to -2? No, it is not. So -4 does not equal -2. And that fits in line with which one of our types of solution? One solution, no solution, or infinitely many. Hopefully you're yelling right at the computer saying it's no solution. Okay, so it is no solution. That would be our answer. All right, let's take a look at number 3. Number 3, we are going to do the same here, but we are going to start by combining like terms. So we've got a -5 here. We've got a -9x, a 3, a -8, and we've got a -9x here. Going to combine this 3 and this -8. But let me bring down this other side first. -8 plus 3 should give you -5 minus 9x. If we were to remove anything here, but we could do a plus 9x on both sides. And then we are left with -5 equals -5. Okay. Also, if you were to just look at this, once we simplified it, hopefully you notice that they're the same on both sides. -5 minus 9x equals -5 minus 9x. Okay, so that means which one of these types of solutions is it? If -5 equals -5, that is true. That looks awfully similar to this one here of infinitely many solutions. So that would be our answer. Infinitely many solutions. Okay. All right, let's take a look at number 5. Is a little bit more tricky, but it is using the same vocabulary here. So we've got in a solution where a of a parentheses x plus b equals 4x plus 10. A and b are constant. Okay, so those are going to be similar here. If the equation has infinitely many solutions, meaning that they are equal to each other, right? What is the value of b? So let's write this out. So we've got a times x plus b equals 4x plus 10. Our first step would be that we have to distribute this a out. So we have a times x plus a times b equals 4x plus 10. We know that we want this left side to equal this right side, right? So that means this should equal this, and this should equal this. If that's the case, our 4 and our a should be the same, right? Because we still have an x on both. So a is equal to 4. If we know that a equals 4, then we can put it in for this one here. So I would have 4b equals, and this orange box and this orange box should be equal to each other as well. So now we solve for b. We divide by 4. B is equal to, and if we type that into Desmos here, 10 divided by 4 does give us a decimal of 2.5. Take a minute, pause that. If that is confusing, re-listen to that piece. Okay, this is a very similar question to the ones that we will see on the ACT. Our last step is evaluating. Here we just want to plug in numbers for the variables that are given, and they're always going to give you some type of legend or key. There's no way you would know this otherwise unless they give that to you. So for number 6, we've got x is equal to 2, y is equal to -3, a is equal to 4, and b is equal to -2. What is important, what I like to do when I am filling these in is I like to make sure I'm using parentheses. So x is 2, so I've got 2 minus 3 parentheses. What is y is -3. That is where our parentheses come in handy, because if we just do times -3 to the third, it's only going to cube one of those things. It's not going to cube everything. Or if you don't use parentheses, maybe you think that that is a minus sign. So making sure that you keep consistent on what you are doing is important. And again, these will be multiple choice. So you can just plug this right into your Desmos here, right? Now that I've got that written out, I can go ahead and do my parentheses for all of these. And just type in exactly as I wrote it here. Okay, your answer should be 75. Okay, same with number 7. So number 7, I've got x equals 3, a is 2, r is 5, and w is -4. So I'm going to go ahead and again just rewrite that out. Got half times 3 times 2 is for a, minus parentheses 5 and parentheses plus. W is a -4. And then I go ahead and just plug that right in. Half times. Oh, see, that's not right. Always make sure that you are getting that to look exactly as you want it to look. Times. There we go. 3 times 2 minus 5 plus a -4. And you should get exactly that, a -6. As long as you are plugging those things in correctly, you should be good. I would like you to pause it here. Go ahead and answer those questions. Then once you are done answering 8 and 9, go ahead and play this through. Make sure your work matches the work that we have on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in. I'm not going to do any of those colors because I would like to, hopefully you just did this on your own. -4. 1 squared. Again, type that right into Desmos. And it is definitely important on this one with so many negatives that you are using those parentheses. Okay, and hopefully then for this one, you got 12. E. And then let's go ahead and do this next one. We've got 5 parentheses 4 plus 6 plus s is negative 3 squared. Again, take that, type it right into Desmos. Obviously, you can do this longhand also. You can sit there and add it up, do your multiplication, do all the good things that you already do know how to do. But if you're coming down to crunch time and you're like, oh, I don't have enough time left, these are ones that you're definitely just going to go ahead and do. Okay, put it into that calculator. And then the last one we're going to do is number 10. So number 10 is more formula based. There is not a multiple choice for this question on here. Obviously, ACT will be. So let's start by highlighting our important information as we read it. The formula H equals, formulas are always important. H equals 1.88 liters plus 32.01 can be used to calculate the height in H in inches of a adult male based on the length L in inches of his femur. What is the height? Height is what we are looking for. That's our question mark. H of an adult male with a femur of 18 inches. So let's go ahead and write that in here. We have got H equals 1.88 L plus 32.01. L, we are going to substitute in that 18 inches plus 32.01. Go ahead and type that right into Desmos. 1.88 times 18 plus 32.01. We are left with the height of being 65.85 inches tall. It is important that you are labeling this part. Should it say, now turn this into feet, you're going to take this number, 65.85, and divide it by 12. That's going to give us our how tall this person would be in feet, which is how we normally measure things. So you seeing 65 inches, you're probably like, well, how tall is that person? That person would be 5.49 feet tall. All right, you have Delta Math to complete, so please make sure that you are logging in and doing that with the remainder of your time. Show your work. It's a great way to make sure that you are getting in the habit and know what you are doing. Thank you for your time.